Do you ever feel stuck in your job? In this video, I will provide you a 6 step-to-step guide on how to master your career change. My name is Orkan. I'm the founder of the new social media application Collectum, which will drop this year. After my successful graduation, I started as management trainee in a corporate in the automotive sector. Everything what I was focusing on during my studies paid off, so I was on the right path professionally. But I felt stuck. The reason why most of us feel stuck is that you have an inner voice which tells you to change. But this change comes with stepping out of your comfort zone. And this leads to fear in every one of us. The feeling to be stuck gets bigger more and more over time the more you ignore it. Voice, this means you need to switch things up. To understand the relation between change and fear better, you need to undergo this 6 step-to-step tutorial. As soon as this video is over, if you followed along, you will know exactly how to take action and which fields you should tackle in your current situation. Here is a pro tip from my side. Don't think too much. Do not write extensively amounts of information down on a paper. Brainstorm everything. Go with the information which comes to your head first. I will highlight this method throughout the video again and again just to remind you, don't overplan, go with your feeling. Because the first things which pop up right into your mind are usually the ones you should pursue and follow. Let me give you an example here. If you play heads and tails and you choose for option A or either option B and you go with tails, as soon as you throw up that coin, you already know which side of the coin you want to see as a result. So therefore I'm saying go with the feeling which hits your mind first. The first one is self-reflection. Identify which fears do you have when it comes to career change. Is it the fear of failure? Is it the fear of unknown? Or is it the fear of social recognition by how the perception is of others? The first thing which comes to your mind right now is the one where you are currently struggling in. Now sketch a situation where the worst thing regarding that fear which come to your mind can happen. Example given, if it's the failure. What happens when you fail? What happens if you fail the most bad way? What is the end result? And now I suggest write only this result on a small piece of paper. By writing that down, you will face that fear which is in your mind always stuck. So therefore you take away the power of that fear by writing it. I once read a cool quote about stress, which can apply to fear as well. Stress is something in your mind what you know you should do, but you don't because you procrastinate. And fear is the same. After you identified your fear, let's come to step number 2. Status quo reflection. Which job are you currently working in? Which kind of relationship do you have? Example given with your family, with your friends, with your wife, or with your girlfriend. The third one is, which obligations do you have? Go with the question which hits your mind first, because usually the answer you directly have in your mind. And this one is the one who is hindering you to change. If needed, write that down. But I wouldn't suggest that. Let us come to step number 3, new status definition. If you would have been able to paint a perfect picture about your future life, how would you paint it? Here, not the question is important, here is also important what comes to your mind first. Is it example given being wealthy, being famous? So it can be a future career, it can be personal related. The most important thing here is that you identify which field you need to switch up. Pause here if needed, because we will rush through. Next in line, number 4, we have gap identification. The gap identification enables you to look at your current status and to your future life. A gap in that sense would be, example given, if you are working currently in a job which enables you to save up $300 and you want to retire at 45 and you are 30 years old, will those $300, if you save it 15 years long, will those $300 enable you to retire at 45? So will the current situation which you are currently in, if you keep doing the same stuff you do right now, get you to your goals which you defined in step number 3. Identifying only one gap is the first step you should take to undergo a changing process. 5. Plan. Everyone has nowadays a life hack. Everyone knows how to plan properly with different kind of methods, having a working routine, having a morning routine. But when I'm telling you to plan something, I do not mean a complex project plan. Do an easy day-to-day task list. Write down tasks which will get you to your goals one step closer. If you are able to do just one step towards your goal, it is impossible for you not to reach it. So therefore, you do not need any fancy project management tools. You don't need any fancy working routines. Do a day-to-day task list. Example given, if your goal is to make more money, then you should spend 2 hours a day learning a new skill set. The skill set you identified should lead to the result that you are getting closer and closer to your goal. It's easy as that, but planning is the easy part. Tip number 6, which will drop in a bit, is the most difficult one. But before we come to the last step, it would be quite interesting if you ever thought about having a career change. And if yes, what fears did you overcome during your experience? It would mean a lot to me just to see other views on that topic as well. If you want to contribute to a thriving community where we want to build a knowledge base for our users, then follow us on our YouTube channel, on our TikTok and on our Instagram channel, on Collectum, the social media application which will drop this year. But let us right now come to our last and most valuable tip. Now the hard part. As in our questions proposed, we said brainstorm. We do not need to explain that in detail. You already know what to do. You already know which steps to take. So tip number 6 is take action.